Hey there, you guys, it's Irene Lyon. Welcome to this video and to this YouTube channel and to this world of healing trauma, nervous system health, and all things neuroplasticity. I want to dive into a juicy question, a juicy topic. And the question is this: what is healthy aggression? I've read about it, but I still don't get it. And I got this question via Instagram. And this is a really valid question because thus far in our cultural milieu as humans, we have seen anger and aggression, for the most part, displayed in a way that is what we would call uncontained in the trauma physiology world. It explodes, it's violent, it's, dare I say, criminal, it's aggressive, it's rage, it hurts other people, etc. We know that really well. But what we haven't really uncovered is where healthy aggression and healthy anger come in. I call this anger as medicine. And to understand what this means, I'm going to link some articles below that you can check out that I've already written about. Peter Levine, someone that I have studied with, he is the founder of Somatic Experiencing. His book, Waking the Tiger, is one resource that touches a tiny bit into the importance of aggression and how animals in the wild, they need it to survive. They need it to defend their territory, to defend their young, to hunt, all these things. They need it for survival. What we have to realize as humans is we also are animals. We are mammalian, just like the tigers. And that part of our nervous system, that part of our sympathetic fight nervous system, it comes online when we're infants, and how we are engaged with by our primary caregivers will really determine whether or not that healthy anger, that healthy aggression comes forth. Unfortunately, from what I've seen, many of us living in this Western world have been taught kind of ill ways to deal with our energy and our aggression. So I'm going to give you an example. So, true story, someone that I know has a newborn right now, at that age where they're starting to walk and still baby, still breastfeeding, but is starting to bite, is starting to scratch and pull mama's hair. And she Googled what to do if your baby is biting. And strangely enough, this is not what I recommend, but this is what Google said. It said, if your baby bites you, bite them back. To me, that's ludicrous. I wouldn't want to hurt my newborn child. I wouldn't want to hurt someone else's child, let alone another human being, unless they were hurting me in a way that was malicious and not warranted, of course. But this is the difference. When that little human animal, because really we are animals, as I mentioned, when that little human animal bites and scratches and pounds and pulls, that is the start of that little one's healthy, aggressive life force energy coming up and out. They are starting to get more faculty, more muscular strength, more sense of, I am this little being and holy cow, I have these hands that can do this stuff and I'm going to act. Or I have this mouth and I can chomp and I can exert force and energy. We would call that, in the world of Peter Levine's world, Somatic Experiencing, life force energy. Many other practices, Eastern, talk about this life force energy, this chi that we need. And so when a little one is starting to find these healthy, aggressive tendencies with their mom, it's them saying, hey, look at me, I'm strong, I can feel myself, I'm going to let you know by biting, pulling, scratching, all these things. So this friend of mine Googled what to do, and of course Google said, bite them back, and she was absolutely taken aback. So we were talking about it, and I said, well, what we want to do is if little baby pulls or scratches or bites, we want to engage with them in a way that mimics that energy. Holy cow! So I'm gonna act now. Kind of like, holy cow, you just really pulled mom's hair. Or, oh, I felt that. That was a big energy that you just put out of your body. And rather than slapping them or pulling them away or telling them to stop, that hurts, we need to meet them with attunement to let them know that what they're feeling is okay, and then most importantly, that we can handle it. Now, I understand when we're being bit during breastfeeding, not the best thing. So there's this element of how to deal with that such that it isn't to the point where we are in so much pain that we cannot offer that to our newborn. But if there are other times when they start to exert through pulling, scratching, these little things, punching, little punches of the fists, that's our cue to start to be like, wow, you are incredible, and that is a lot of energy, and I feel you, little one. True story, this friend of mine took that advice. The next time baby started to get that energy, she did that with them, never did it again. The baby never did it again. It was gone. It doesn't mean that it was gone, their healthy aggression was gone. It means that that little baby was matched by mama, and they were like, okay, I'm cool. I can be my little tiger and I can put this energy out, and mama is still there and she's still going to show up. Now here's what happens often. The bite happens, the push happens, the scratch, the pull. And if mama is like, you little monster, I'm putting you down, don't do that, that's not nice, that's mean, we don't hurt mommy, blah, 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 all these things, that little one, at that age at least, you have to remember this is age dependent. This is before this baby can actually talk, make sense of what's going on. They only feel energy. They feel our feelings, our emotions, how we feel inside. If we shut that down, that is the beginning of healthy life force energy being thwarted, being squashed, being depressed. So let's just say that that occurs. And sadly, that occurs a lot. That breaches the trust, the bond, the level of attunement with baby and mama or caregiver. And that little one starts to feel as though their energy, their bigness, their humanity, their self isn't right, isn't good, is too much for the mother. And the little one might keep trying to do it, but over time, if you've been following my videos, you may know this, you may guess what might be coming next. That little one starts to shut down. They start to not express. They start to hold it in. Even though they're infants, they know, if I do this, I'm going to be put down. I'm not going to be cared for. I'm going to be disconnected from. And all that we want as those little beings is to be connected to. And we learn really fast. So the question was, what is healthy aggression? At the very basic core in this infancy, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, another example I'll give, let's just say you have a toddler. So now they're walking, talking a little bit, they see toys, they want to grab things and touch things and yank on the dog's tail. There are certain times where if there's a yank on the dog's tail, there needs to be a stern no, followed by why, and then followed by connection. I did another vlog on this on healthy shame. I will post that below. If you want to understand the difference between healthy shame and toxic shame, I highly recommend you watch that next. So, little one pulls the tail. There needs to be a strong sense of boundary, wrong, do not do that. That could harm you in a very forceful, healthy, aggressive way. We call this healthy shaming way from the parent or caregiver. If we're not stern enough, that little one isn't going to feel it in their bodies, and they're going to be like, oh, no big deal. I'll just keep doing this again. Hope that makes sense. Another way we see healthy aggression in toddlers, when they can talk a little bit more, let's just say, is I want that truck. I want that toy. I want that candy. I want this. Grabbing, mine. That is, again, a sign of that healthy aggression, that life force standing up for ourselves. This is what I want. How many of us do we know, whether it's us or people we know, colleagues, clients, family members, who don't know how to stand up for what they want? They don't know how to exert their boundaries, to say no, to say yes, to say, I want that, not that, right? This follows us into our adult years. But let's just say little Johnny or Susie says, I want that toy truck. And the parent or the caregiver says, you don't want that. that's confusing because little Johnny or Susie, they actually want that toy truck or that candy. And we are then telling them that they don't want it. That screws up the signals. So rather than, no, you don't want that, I see you really want that and you can't have it right now. And then that might come up with that upset and I wanted that and sadness, and this is part of life. This is part of how we build regulation in our young, is sometimes they're going to be disappointed. Sometimes they're not going to get what they want. The key is that the caregiver, the parents, stay connected to the little one, be with them, let them soothe, and be with them as they soothe to let them know, yeah, I know you want that, but you can't have it, and that's okay, and I'm here for you. Not distracting them with candy, not distracting them with something else, or by saying, no, you don't want that. That starts to play mind games with us very young, and we don't want to do that. So again, the question was, what is healthy aggression? These are some of the ways that we start to see healthy aggression pop up as little people, infants who can't talk, who are just babies, suckling on mom, that kind of thing. Toddlers wanting something, whether it's the toy or it's the testing of the pulling the tail or all these little things that they test us. And we have to meet them and acknowledge their energy, acknowledge their expression, here I am, without shutting them down and trying to change the script in their head. So I hope this little video has given you a little smidgen of information on what healthy aggression is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And be sure to check out the other resources I have in the Show More section that will talk about anger, healthy aggression, etc. Take good care. Bye for now.